Hey, it's Dettmann here. Thanks so much, everybody, for joining me today on my latest podcast here through Dettmann Media. Whichever way you are doing so, either on Apple, iTunes, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Buzzsprout, TuneIn, and just about anywhere else where you might be tuning in from. So appreciate your support and listening in. Hopefully you've been able to collect some things here from my podcast and my blog that can help you with your social media and digital media marketing goals. If you're not familiar with my blog, it's nicholasdettmann.blogspot.com. Head on over there. I post regular updates of industry news, industry tips, and things that I come across that I think would be very helpful for you, as it's been very helpful for me. So let's get started. Got a lot to cover here, so like I said, we'll jump right in. And got a couple topics to cover. So one of the first topics we're going to cover today has to do with your SEO, or your search engine optimization. As I've discussed several times about how to improve your search engine optimization, or SEO, that has a direct influence on how people find you and your business online. But equally important is making sure your local audience, or your target audience, specifically their location, is finding you. I think in a lot of cases, your local SEO is probably more important than just your in general SEO when you're looking at the whole website and internet scope. You want obviously, in most cases, I'm guessing, local businesses want local people supporting them. And so how do you do that? Well, there's a lot of different ways to do that and how to improve your local SEO. First thing you're going to want to make sure you have your Google business listing up to date, and that includes your hours, location, and website address. And you can do that through Google My Business, and that is free for you to use. Just make sure you use the Gmail or Google login information that you use for all your other Google products, such as like the analytics or data console or search console, tag manager, all the above. Make sure you use that email address, and that's free to use. So when users are searching for your business, the result will appear usually in the right-hand corner of your screen if you're thinking from a desktop. Obviously, it differs a little bit from if you're using a tablet or a smartphone, but it's almost a preview of your website, which lists the items that I mentioned previously, such as your hours, location, and website. Make sure you have as much information as possible, and again, making sure it's up to date. And it also doesn't hurt to have a photo, especially of a storefront if you have one. Those kind of offer validity for people who might be searching for different businesses. And that can help with your SEO and kind of prove that you are a business. After you've completed your business profile through Google, don't forget about some of these online business directories, such as Yellow Pages or whitepages.com or other similar type of websites. You want to make sure you have your name, address, phone number, and all relevant business directories. Also consider a couple of these other options. Reach out to Yelp and their support team to make sure the business information is up to date. And this is huge because Yelp has Yelp for Business Owners accounts, which allows you to respond quickly to customer reviews and view analytics for visitor activity on your Yelp page. It is a paid service, however, so keep that in mind. But it also provides conversion opportunities through paid advertising on the Yelp platform. Yelp is, if you're not familiar, is kind of like a shopping app, not quite like Pinterest is. Yelp is almost another form, I guess even probably a better description is just another form of a online directory like Yellow Pages or like whitepages.com. The difference is you get reviews and ratings shown on Yelp, where Yellow Pages and White Pages is not so much. Angie's List is another popular source, especially those offering services such as lawn care, personal training, for example. Angie's List relies heavily on customer service, word of mouth, and quality grades for listed businesses. And businesses can register for a free account on Angie's List. Yahoo Local is another useful tool, and this one's especially case for smaller businesses, as Yahoo Local saves time by populating your business details in several directories. Also, it doesn't hurt to contact your local chamber of commerce to attract local traffic and or relevant customers. List your business through your local chamber of commerce. Some development arms of local and state government also publish online business directories. So check out those ideas as well. And if you're not a member of your chamber of commerce, look into being a member. And you can, I know certain chambers that I'm familiar with have regular email blasts where they promote upcoming events or spotlight businesses. Those would be great opportunities for you as well. And if you get listed on a Chamber of Commerce website, crawls and site indexing will favor you because those are not recognized as spam-like websites. They're listed as informational websites, and that certainly helps your SEO in that stem. Also, beef up your content and post to all your social media accounts. The social media platforms are a proven way to win customer engagement and shares across several platforms, like I've mentioned previously in other podcasts and blogs. A lot of people will go to a company or organization's social media before they actually ever go to the website. You kind of see the social media as the introductory for a business, and then the website is the validation that you are indeed an actual business. So very important to keep your social media up to date. And then final step, if you haven't considered this, is just to enhance your local search results, is to make sure your website connects to the community. That means have a strong contact page. Make sure it's titled as such in your page name, and it's a heading on your website. And also make sure that your name, address, and other contact information is listed in the meta description for that page. That's information that must be on your website and trying to make it very prominent on your website, because ultimately that's what people will want to do. Again, thinking social media as your introductory to your business. The website is kind of the verification and the next stepping stone in terms of your call to action, which would be either a purchase, inquiry to more information, things of that nature. So you want to make sure your contact information is up to date for those reasons. All right, moving on to the next topic here. Facebook just announced it's looking to follow Twitter's lead. Now, something that we don't hear very often is Facebook following Twitter, but in this case, that's what it's looking to do. If you remember several weeks back that Twitter purchased the newsletter platform Review as an opportunity for Twitter users to create newsletters and potentially monetize their engagements and their following on Twitter. And Facebook is now, according to an article by socialmediatoday.com, is looking to explore the same idea as a way to help creators generate more revenue from their efforts. And a quote from Facebook via socialmediatoday.com said, quote, "As writers, experts, and journalists publish more of their work independently, we're working to better support these efforts and make it easier for those content creators to build businesses online. In the coming months, the United States will introduce a new platform to empower independent writers, helping them reach new audiences and grow their businesses." End quote. I have the full story linked on my blog at nicholasdettmann.blogspot.com. Moving right along to the next topic is a webinar that I participated or watched just a few days ago or recently. Again, hosted by Michael Stelzner of socialmediaexaminer.com. Really good resource tool is socialmediaexaminer.com, and they put on terrific webinars and discussions to kind of help people stay up to date on the latest trends. So certainly a very valuable resource for me, and certainly worth checking out as well. But recently they had YouTube expert Diana Gladney on talking about the latest figures from YouTube, as well as some changes that could be coming down the line. So coming down the line, well, actually, let me back up. First, Gladney talked about how many people are using YouTube, and she said the report shows 100 million people are streaming YouTube from their televisions. In addition, the ages 18 to 49 age group is quickly growing on YouTube, and she attributed that to those people cutting their cable and moving to streaming platforms. And we've certainly seen a boom in streaming platforms and methods, certainly over the last year and a half, maybe even 2 years. with a lot of different cable networks switching to streaming platforms as another way to maybe kind of get exclusive content. So Gladney also reported that YouTube had $6.89 billion in ad revenue in the fourth quarter of 2020, which is a 46% increase from the same period in 2019. And I think you can really become apparent that that's, of course, we're making an assumption here, but I think it's a safe one, that a lot of that has to do with people just not going out, or kind of like we kind of previously mentioned, that cable bills are being cut out from people's from their homes. So now they're turning to streaming, and businesses and marketers are looking at that and trying to capitalize on that move of the audience from cable television to streaming devices. And it's become apparent again, and Stelzner also pointed this out, that YouTube is not shrinking anytime soon. And that's a quote directly from Mr. Stelzner. Change that's coming, according to Gladney, looking for it maybe around May 2021, is YouTube Clips. And according to Gladney, it's a newly adopted sharing feature where people can share segments or clips of a video rather than the whole video or from a starting point. And people can have the option to watch this entire video after they've seen the clip. And you can set the clip to loop as well. The parameters for it include the clip being between 15 to 60 seconds. So if you want to share a video, or say if you want something that was just recent from, like, let's say the Grammys, and there was like a 10-minute video from the Grammys, and you would just want to show like a 15 to 60 second bite of that, with clips, you'd be able to do that. That's going to be very interesting going forward as well, as YouTube tries to make itself a lot more user-friendly and also a little marketer-friendly as well. So that will be interesting to see how that fits into the social media realm going forward. Something we've talked about previously, and I've written about previously as well, is YouTube's latest feature is Shorts. And what is that? Well, think of it as TikTok, which is a short-form video with less than 60 seconds and shot vertically. There are a few things to keep in mind when using Shorts for YouTube. It was asked if you should use a TikTok video for YouTube Shorts. The answer was yes, but Gladney's suggestion was use an original video if you're going to utilize YouTube Shorts. So, and it's for the reason for that is because you don't want the TikTok watermark, but also algorithms will recognize it as an organic content on YouTube. Therefore, it increases your relevancy and also, probably more importantly, your potential to be viewed. Whereas YouTube is obviously not trying to, and just like with any other business or social media platform, not trying to give praise or direction for people to go to a different platform. So you certainly can do it, but YouTube would obviously like you not to, for obvious reasons. If you do decide to share a TikTok creative video on YouTube and its Shorts, and you use an audio, such as a song, it may pass TikTok's copywriting, but it may not pass YouTube's. So you have to be careful with that. And then when using YouTube Shorts, another way to kind of boost your awareness is including hashtag Shorts in your post to, again, help with your content awareness. And last point discussed was the analytics. YouTube has made several strides over the last several months to improve the analytics available to video creators, and a new tool is evidence of that. From your YouTube Studio page, you can go to your channel analytics and then to advanced mode. And at that point, you'll get a pop-out grid. And in the upper right-hand corner, if you're using a desktop, is compare to. And from there, you can compare videos, playlists against each other and see which ones are performing well or not. It's a really nice comparison tool. I've started dabbling with it myself. It's very interesting and real simple to use and understand. So that's another option for you if you're looking to analyze your YouTube numbers and how different posts are doing, or different videos in this case for YouTube are doing compared to similar ones or different ones. So it just makes comparing and contrasting a lot easier in YouTube analytics. And then the last topic we'll touch on here has to do with Twitter. And it was a recent article that Twitter shared via socialmediatoday.com. And Twitter revealed plans or an idea to potentially adopt business accounts for businesses on its platform, similar to what you kind of see with Facebook and Instagram. If you're kind of familiar with those, it creates different types of profiles from a personal Twitter user to a business Twitter user, to where you can maybe put a little bit more about your business on your Twitter business profile. The article, which appeared on socialmediatoday.com, said the new business profiles in their current proposed form would include several new elements, including verification by default, a business category, a new panel for business information such as location, hours of operation, and so forth, and a new business profile badge to signify that it is an official and recognized business. Personally, I love this move by Twitter. I think it would greatly enhance the value, especially for a business on Twitter, because Twitter is such a difficult platform to get noticed on, because there's just so much content, and it just flows so rapidly, and it's continuous every single day. I mean, research I've done and so forth have seen that shelf life for posts lasts maybe 15 minutes at most. So it's really hard to get recognized here and offer validation too with your business on Twitter. So this is a really neat move, and I'd be very curious to see how it works and how it'll look once it all gets finished up. So that about wraps up today's podcast. Hopefully you got a little handful of information for you about search engine results and SEO, YouTube, Twitter, and then Facebook as well. Again, thank you so much, everybody, for listening and supporting the podcast here. If you, by all means, want to send me some feedback about what you are taking away from these podcasts, what you like, what maybe you don't like, what you would like to see, I'd certainly be open for your feedback, and you can reach me through my blog, again, nicholasdettmann.blogspot.com, and I'd be happy to hear your insights as I give these information and tidbits out there to you that I have found useful or I find interesting, and hopefully it helps you improve in what you are trying to accomplish with your social media and digital marketing goals. So until next time, everybody, stay safe out there, and hopefully you're getting more cooperative weather in your part of the country or the world, or wherever you may be listening from. Again, thanks so much for listening today and for your continued support. We will talk to you again soon. Thanks, and have a good day and have a good weekend.